The next tutorial is going to provide a brief overview of some of the Google tools, such as using docs for research, forms for collecting research, and sheets for analyzing it. So to begin with, when we're in the Google Drive, if we click on New, it allows us to see a drop-down menu to select different programs that we can choose from. Some of the standard ones are the docs and sheets, but we may need to choose more and actually do add-ons to be able to access maybe forms or mind map or various other tools within Google. One of the first tools that I cover when I'm teaching students or teachers how to research using Google Docs is to go to Tools and become familiar with some of the options. One of the options happens to be Research, which is shown here. When you click on Research, the window appears and you're able to actually choose from this list, which includes everything images, using Google Scholar to research, quotes, dictionary. So it gives you a variety of options to conduct your search. Obviously, if we're doing a lit review or research that is going to help substantiate maybe our theory or a position that we're taking within a document, we would use the Google Scholar feature. And then all we need to do is actually type in keywords here to conduct our search, and the responses will appear below. So as noted in the previous slide, once we've inputted what we're searching for and selected the type of information that we're looking for, the information is returned here, and we can click on each and it will open up a new window for us to access the article, or we can read a short abbreviated version within this window here. And then also you can see these features, which is always useful for when you want to make sure you're not plagiarizing. You can use the proper citation. And this allows us to not only cite it, but we can also choose from the different formats, such as we might choose MLA, or we might choose the APA format, and it will actually insert that directly into our document. We can also insert a link, which is always beneficial if we're trying to return to the information later after we've maybe summarized some of the material to put within the research document. Another feature that's available within the search engine is actually licensing or copyright information. So for example, you can see here that this will filter based on if the information being returned. So let's say we're looking for an image and we're not sure whether there's any licensing agreement or copyright information associated with that. You can actually turn on a filter so that you can ensure not only for yourself if you're conducting the research, but also for your students on whether it's appropriate for them to use and include within their paper. Another tool that's available within the Google Doc environment is voice typing. And if you go to Tools and select Voice Typing, you'll see this is what appears. You can choose the language, and then once you click on it, this is the icon that will appear as you use your voice to input the information. Now this can be used for search, this can be used to actually input your text information into your documents. So it has a variety of uses and is very helpful. Similar if you're familiar with using Surrey. So many of you may be familiar with having to work in teams, but nothing has progressed more than the use of comments and the ability to edit a document and do it in real time. And that's the value, or one of the the benefits of using Google Drive, where you can share your material. We'll get into sharing in just a minute, but in terms of the comments section, this has been very beneficial. Obviously, as a faculty member, it allows me to make comments to students on their papers, make suggestions for editing, give them different ideas or scenarios to focus on with their writing. But as a student, it's beneficial as well if you are working on a team and need to collaborate on something. The ability to share the document as well as make comments and edits within it in real time makes using Google Docs at a higher level. So again, when I'm sharing a document, I can use the comments feature to add a comment and embed it within a document, and it makes for easy use. It will also show who's made the comment. You can see my name here. Often it's not shown on the screen, but there's also your profile image that will appear so that you can see who's working on it in a synchronous fashion. So it makes for real-time edits. So we saw the share feature, the little button that we can press if we want to share our document, and it provides a variety of options. So we can not only share it using a link, we can also change access. So here it shows that I'm the owner of the document, and then I can invite people using their email, and I can choose whether I want them to be able to edit, to comment, or just view. It varies the levels based on what type of access you want people to have, but allowing people to edit it, again, this is great for when you're working in teams or working with collaborators, writing a paper or developing a presentation. It allows everyone to input their information, and there's always a current document residing within Google Drive. So you just saw a few of the features of using Google Docs, but something that's often overlooked are Google Forms. And the benefit of Google Forms is it's a very simple program that allows you to create a form, an online survey, so to speak, for many of us who conduct research, which allows us to send out the information for individuals to respond to. Using the forms, we can create all different types based on some of the information that we're requesting. So you can do a simple form if you're gathering parent information, student information about their knowledge, prior knowledge, any of their skills that they possess already. You can collect it in a Google form, and the benefit of using Google Forms is the ability that it inputs it directly into a spreadsheet, and we'll show you that in just a minute. So setting up a Google form is pretty simple. You just go to your Google Drive, select Forms, and it allows you to not only set the parameters in terms of the settings and the types of questions that you want to choose, which you can see here, whether it's text, paragraph, multiple choice questions, true and false questions, if you want to include an image or a video. All of this can be embedded within the actual form. And you can see here's the dialog box that kind of shows you the environment. You input your question here, you give the options, this is multiple choice, and when you're done, click on it and it will create the form for you. And when you're ready to publish it, what do? You share the link to the form. It's very simple. And as I mentioned, it will then translate and capture the data in an Excel spreadsheet. So just to give you a brief look of what Google Sheets look like, it's very similar to Excel. You can see the similar format and formatting options that are available. But as mentioned, this is what gets returned from that form. So when we're gathering data for a research project, something, whether it's just something personal that we're developing or it's a formal project where we've submitted IRB, for, it will capture the information that we've asked for. So in each one of the columns, you'll get the responses, the individual responses from the participants in the rows. And then you can use that, obviously, to create graphs and charts to display your data. And also you can then export it so that it can be used maybe with a more complex software program to analyze. But you can do quite a bit of the analysis right here within Google Sheets. So there's a variety of options that are available within Google that can easily help you conduct research and get your big ideas moving on to the next phase.